Today we're going to talk about how we planned a trip to Africa. We just got back from our trip to Antarctica, and we hope you enjoyed the videos that we posted from there. We got home and we thought, oh yeah, okay, it's time to go somewhere else. And a region that we really haven't explored very much was Africa. So we're off on that adventure, and I wanted to go through with you the process that we used in planning for that trip. And it's not necessarily ideal. There is the ideal way to plan your travel, and if you looked at some of our other videos on travel budgeting, okay, the ideal way, of course, is to know what your travel style is. Are you budget? Are you mid-range? Are you luxury? Okay, we know we're pretty much mid-range with occasional luxury. Go to a place that maybe you've never been to before, figure out how long you're going to be gone, figure out how much it's going to cost, make your plans, and then execute, and then go. Okay, ideal process. That's not quite the way we did it. The way we actually did this was we had a vague idea that, oh, okay, sometime during 2023 we want to go to Africa, because we really haven't been there. Tanya's been to Egypt, we've both been to Morocco, but not really in some of these other places. So the way this started was Tanya was looking at cruises, and we're looking at more from the standpoint of, now we know cruising, okay, is it really traveling? Is it, okay, not really, but okay, if you're going from one place to another, I guess you're traveling. But it's not the most adventurous way of going, but we found a cruise that was reasonably priced and was going to some places we had never been. And we thought, okay, this is a good way to go. So it was a cruise, and it started in, it does start in Cape Town. And it is from, I have a calendar here, and we always sort of looked on our calendar as to when we would do these things. So this started on April 27th and goes until May 15th. Okay, good, about 18 days. So we got that worked out. Starts in Cape Town, South Africa, ends in Dakar, Senegal. And along the way, we're going to go to Ghana and Benin and Togo and Namibia. Very interesting. We've never been to those places. So, okay, we booked that. So now we have a cruise. Okay, we have no idea, okay, exactly. We know we have to be in Cape Town on April 27th. Okay, that's fine so far. So we started thinking then, okay, if we're going to be in Cape Town, what should we do before that? It'd be a shame not to go on some kind of a safari. There must be something in South Africa. So we contacted this travel agent that some friends of ours had used before, and I'll leave a link below to this woman and her agency. And I emailed her. I said, what can we do? She says, oh yes, well there's a adventure we can have that's in one of the game parks that's next to Kruger National Park in South Africa, and when that's through, it's like 3 days or so, and then you can spend another 3 days in Cape Town and then take your cruise. Great idea. So we, how much? Okay, fine. And we booked that so that we're going to go on a safari. So that starts at April 21st and goes until then. So, that's great. We're filling in the blanks. It works out just fine. Now all we know is that we have to get to Johannesburg to start that safari adventure. Okay, that's fine. So then we thought, okay, well, let's look, what are we going to do before that? We know that we want to be gone for about 3 months. We know we want to be gone during, starting the late spring, spring and then into early summer. We looked at Exotica, which is an agency that we have used before that puts together packages. We had used them in the Galapagos in Ecuador. Worked out just great. And even though ostensibly they're a group kind of tour, we were it was just us and a guide and driver. And so for some of the places we go, that's the way it's going to be. So we're looking on the Exotica site. I said, Tanya, look, there's a cool trip to Egypt. It's going to hit all the sites. I've never seen the pyramids. I've never gone down the Nile. Tanya's really looking forward to that because it's been years and years since she did that. So perfect. And it was reasonably priced. So we booked that. So we know that goes from April 7th to the 14th. I don't know if you can see that, but we're filling in those blanks now. All right, good. So now we have to just figure out how we're going to get to Cairo. How does that work? We thought, well, okay, let's go to Madrid. And we looked at Frankfurt. I don't know. Okay, so we were going to go round trip to Madrid. And so we booked, so we have both ends of our trip now. So we thought, okay, we're going to leave on the 2nd of April, and we'll come back on June 29th, round trip to Madrid. Now, then all we have to do is figure out from Madrid to some of these other places. So that's good. It's going to work out fine. So we're going to actually leave tomorrow, which will be April 2nd, and goes right in there. We're going to go to Madrid for a few days, and then we're going to fly down to Cairo. Good. All right. So we thought, well, now what should we do? We saw on Exotica that they had another cool package to Morocco. Okay, Morocco, that's good. It's reasonably priced. We get to see a bunch of things we'd never seen. We went ahead and booked that. So that's May 17th through the 26th of May. Wow, we're filling in the blanks. Ends in Casablanca, and then we figure out, well, then where are we going to go from there? And so then, well, we thought, well, okay, we'll fly to Barcelona after that, and we'll spend all of June in Spain. So because we're going to leave out of Madrid, Spain we haven't figured out yet, but that's easy, not a problem. We still had some empty spots in there. We had between April 14th and the 21st. And so we thought, let's go to Mauritius. That was our original plan. And we sort of were kind of outlining that. And then we had just come back from this trip to Antarctica. We met a crew member one morning at breakfast there, and I was telling him how impressed I was with the blueberries and how fresh their blueberries were on the ship. I said, how do you do that? Oh, well, we keep them at the perfect temperature and so forth. And he says, in my town in Harare, Zimbabwe, we have excellent blueberries at the market. And you can get them, and they're very inexpensive. And I thought, well, we were going to go to Mauritius, but we have some time in there to fill in. Let's go to Harare. Oh, he said, that'd be excellent. He says, when would that be? I said, oh, it's roughly this time frame. I'll be there then. Perfect. I'll go show you around. Excellent. So we looked around. We thought, okay, so we're going to be in Harare, Zimbabwe from the 15th through about the 20th. Oh, it's going to work out super. I thought, well, okay, I don't want to impose on this guy, and I don't want him to expect that we're going to be spending a whole bunch of time, he's got to tour us around. That's not fair. So we thought, well, what'll we do while we're in Zimbabwe? Well, okay, I called the travel agent, Ute, who'd done the South Africa gig for us. And I said, we're going to be in Zimbabwe. Have you got something there that we can do? Oh, yeah, sure, we can do that. So she put together another package where we're going to go up in northern Zimbabwe, going to go look at the animals and things like that. Well, okay, this one ends up being a little bit more expensive. What started out as kind of let's spend 3 days in South Africa and have a relatively inexpensive safari. Now, this is going to kind of pump things up. Well, okay, if you're there, you might as well do that. How do you know when you're ever going to come back to see the animals? So, again, we filled that in, and now we have everything all filled out for our trip. So that's the way this kind of evolved. Now, is this the perfect way to do things? Well, why not? If it works out, it works out. Did we know exactly where we were going to go and how it was going to work? No, we had kind of a vague idea. We knew basically how long we would be gone. We had a rough idea of how much money we could spend, and then we kind of went from there. The plan is still evolving because in June we have a rough idea that we're going to go to Spain and go to some places in Spain that we've never been to before. And that's how it works. So that's how we planned our trip. I'm going to leave, like I say, the travel agency in South Africa. She's in Johannesburg. I'll give you the link on that, and then also Exotica, which has so far been very helpful. They happen to be headquartered in Barcelona. They have an office in Miami, but it's always fun to call them because, you know, how are things in Barcelona? Great, you know, we're going to have some tapas. Let's go have a drink. So we have this all worked out. What we'd like to know is, how do you guys plan trips? Do you just kind of wing it the way we did, and or do you have it really broken down? Ours is sort of a hybrid because I'm such a nerd. I always do a spreadsheet. I'm not going to go through all the details here, but I do a spreadsheet on every day as an idea, you know, and I fill in the blanks as they solidify where we're going, where we're going to stay. You know, basically what we plan on doing. You know, it always evolves, it always changes, but that's how we do that. So we're off to the airport tomorrow. Thank you very much for listening, and please let us know, how do you do it? Do you think we're absolutely nuts, or do you kind of go freeform and take your trip planning from there? Thanks a lot. See you later. Bye.